There's one right now. We're on.
Oh my God. Oh.
What is going on, everybody? It's KFL Tonight time again. We're interviewing what I cannot wait for this interview. This one's going to be special to me. The Syracuse Swarm, a new team out of the north, out of New York. This team's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to talking with these guys. Obviously, KFL Tonight is presented by Three Bells Outfitters. Go to threebellsoutfitters.com for all your kayak and accessory needs. Thank you, Three Bells, for all you've done in regards to the sport of kayak fishing and the KFL. So we appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get this team on. Man, this is going to to be so much fun. Jose, I'm going to meet you. He's got an echo there. All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We still have an echo somewhere. All right. It's Pete and Jose are echoing. So, guys, what's up?
Man?
Welcome aboard.
What's up,
going
KFL?
on?
Man, welcome to the show.
Man, how you doing tonight, Greg?
Man, we're doing good, man. I'm looking forward to this interview. This has been a lot of fun, to get you guys, into the north and a New York team that's got one heck of a fishery, Cayuga Lake. We're looking forward to seeing what you guys do there. Man, Justin,
What's up,
great
man?
job putting this team together, man.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride since the start putting that together. I think I actually. A lot of people don't know this, but you and I had that talk at Canisius Lake. We won't talk about the fishing there, but we talked at the ramp that day, and that's kind of when it all kicked off. When we put that idea together, put a second team together in New York. At that time, it was intended to be a second team. It was never really intended. I know there's a lot of rumors out there that we squashed the other team by entering the league, and it wasn't really anything to do with us. We intended to play them twice a year and take a couple of W's that way. But, KFL, its content is king. And if you can't produce and you can't communicate and do the things you got to do as a team, you won't last in this league. And it showed with our performance at the end of the year last year. So I've got a really dynamic group, guys from all over New York, a couple of guys from outside of the state. And I'm really excited about putting them together on the water, see what they can do.
Yeah, man. Talk about what you guys have done. I mean, so far, you guys have put together an awesome team, and I think it's just you, Jacob, and Rich are the guys that fished KFL last year. But in terms of like these guys that we're going to meet tonight, they're all new to KFL. I mean, what did it take to convince these guys, and what did it take to get this team together? And not only that, I mean, Justin, I want you to kind of get into it, and everybody can get into this when we talk. But I mean, the amount of sponsorship you guys have had already is unbelievable. This team is just firing on all cylinders. I mean, before we even start getting on the water.
Definitely, man. We've been attacking this since we really put the team together back in was like October, September. We've been hitting it pretty hard the last 3 or 4 months. We took a little break for the holidays, and a lot of companies were taking the time off. But this was really put together. If you really want to know how the Syracuse Swarm were formed, Jake Turner and I, both co-owners of the team. He's out in Texas right now, putting his time in with work, so he can't be with us tonight. But Jake and I rode to the match against the Rhode Island Rebels last season together. It was a long trip, like 9 hours one way. So we got our butts kicked down at Warden's Pond. And on the way back, we were talking about a possible team. You know, what would it be called? Who could be on that team? What we could do together. Just because of some of the ways that things went last year, I didn't agree with the way it was put together as a team. And I knew I could do it better. Especially with somebody like Jake at my side. And so that's how Jake and I literally came up with the name that day. We didn't want to use another New York team because we thought we were facing another New York team. So we settled on Syracuse, which is pretty close to where we fish. And we have 2 lakes that we're primarily fishing. Obviously, Cayuga Lake, our primary lake, one of the best lakes, if not the best lake in the entire country. It's arguable, but it's just a crazy fishery. And then Oneida Lake would be our second lake, another lake that's just phenomenal pretty much all year long too. So some lakes die out when it gets hot out. You can find fish on Oneida Lake throughout the year. So that's how that started. And then really it just started piecing together with Jake one by one who we would be interested in put together on the team. Rich Biggie was obviously one of the first guys that we talked to. Rich is the reason I'm in the KFL to begin with. A lot of people don't know that. Rich put together a team or was trying to form a team. We won't talk about that, but Rich got me into the KFL last year. And that's how I actually met Jake Turner. That's how we ended up fishing together. Jake and I pre-fished a lot. And that's how all that started. So when we formed a team, Rich was obviously the first person we wanted to talk to. We didn't really know Bay State at that time. Bay State was still going. So we just put a bug in his ear that we were making a team. And if he was interested and if he wanted to play for New York, to jump over to our side, man. And that's how that ended up happening. And then piece by piece, we started putting guys together. And it wasn't let's put my buddies on the team or let's put guys that are close to me and on the team. Like, let's make a dynamic team of guys that can fish all over the country. And I definitely think the group that we've got can fish anywhere.
And that's important, man. I mean, because you have such diverse fisheries. That you guys are going to be on the hook, man. I mean, this is going to be a very difficult division, man. I literally venture this to be probably the hardest division, if not the top 2 hardest divisions in the KFL. I mean, this division between us, the Warhawks, you guys, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut. I mean, it's going to be a bloodbath. I mean, it's going to be absolute carnage in this conference. It's going to be one of those NFC South ordeals where a 9-7 team gets in or something. It's going to be incredible to see what happens, man.
Yeah, I think 2 will definitely come out of this division. It's just going to be and the schedule we got, man. Well, I know we'll talk about that, but we got a great schedule. I know our team's excited about our schedule. And
we are. We're excited. We're excited about your schedule.
You should be. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's get Rich Biggie on, man. All right, Rich, listen, man, this guy, if you guys don't know Rich Biggie, in all seriousness, man, you better know him because last year in KFL, he created, absolute chaos. It was almost a back-to-back, literally by 1 vote, back-to-back MVP. Absolutely put the Bay State attack on his back, literally, and carried him almost to a playoff berth, like within a game. And, Rich, your run was absolutely incredible. I think I don't know your entire fishing career, but it had to be one of your best years that you've had as a fisherman. You went on this run, which was unreal. But all in all, man, look, much respect to you. But when it comes right down to it, that was last year. I'm going to make sure that you absolutely get your ass handed to you when we come up over at Cayuga. And you better take in all the breath. You better take in all those trophies you got because it ain't going to be in a hill of beans when I whip your tail on Cayuga. Let's go. Bring it. Let's go.
So I'll tell you one thing. The more trash you talk, the worse your beating's going to be. I'm giving you a fair warning. I'm giving you a fair warning. I'm trying to be nice. You know what? We were going to keep it within 8 to 10 inches. Now I'm going to call it 35, 40. I'm just throwing that out there. And I'm also going to throw this out there. I have never, ever, ever in my life fished Cayuga.
Me neither.
Ever. So.
Me neither.
So when you're down 30 points, it's only going to be worse. That out there.
Hey, listen,
but here's the problem. So we talk about last year. Yes, I've won trail events. So I've done all that. I've been around for a while. That doesn't matter. Because you know what? I can tell you right now, this season, I want to touch on something first of what he said about Bay State, actually. You can give me all the glory in the world for Bay State, but it wasn't a solo effort. Greg, we've talked about it before. There was so much behind the scenes with that team that people don't know. I just happen to be the poster boy, so to speak. But those guys worked, if not harder than me.
Yep.
So
and that's what usually happens, obviously. But let's be honest, and let's stop being humble. Look, man, if it wasn't for you, that team wouldn't have had anywhere close to that run that you made.
I don't know. I didn't.
You were an absolute huge part of that run.
I honestly, I don't know, but I can tell you we should have beat New Hampshire on Champlain that year. But anyway,
yeah,
doesn't matter. So I'm not the one you got to worry about this year. I can tell you right now, we got some guys on this team that nobody's ever heard of that destroy me in our local tournaments. I brought 3 or 4 guys over, not counting the out-of-state guys, not counting Turner, Pete, Jose, and Justin. I'm not the one you got to worry about. That's the scary part.
I know. I get it, man. And it's the same way, man. I feel the same way about our team. No joke. I mean, it's like we here on the Warhawks, and you'll get to learn who their names are, but like a lot of local hammers and a lot of strategic guys that we've put on our team this year to better our team. I'm so proud of it. And I'll tell you what, Rich, I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to, first of all, shaking your guys' hand, whipping your ass on the water, and then having
hang on to Brewer, just like this. Hold on to him.
and then hanging out afterwards, man. But I mean, as I said, I was really looking forward to this because I think your team and our team are very similar. I mean, not a lot of big.
Well, we hope you think they are.
No, what I'm saying in the way like you have a lot of local talent, not nationally known. A lot of guys not nationally known, but that's what's great about the KFL, man. Like, there's not a lot of nationally known guys, but man, when you get them on the water and they get to see, this team, this format, you get to see how they fish and all the content they're going to put out. Man, this is how you make your name, and you utilize
That's
this.
what I was telling you guys. I told them sell themselves. Let's put it this way. I'm going to speak for the guys that I brought on that I know personally that I fish with every day, 3-4 times a week. You got Ralph. I would put me and Ralph up against any 4 in this country right now, 2 versus 4, and we'd still win. Our dynamic together, I'm telling you, we'd beat any 4 on the water, anywhere. We got one of the best.
I'd argue I could probably put myself and somebody else together and whip your tail. I mean, bring them to the show, baby. Let's go.
That guy's coming. We got one of the best smallmouth fishery guys that I know deep here. That guy, I think I pulled fish at 30, 40 feet. I never seen anything like it. I'm scratching my head like, how do you see him down there?
Well, let's get your boy Ralph on, man. Ralph.
Yeah, I got it, buddy.
I mean, listen, he just called you. He just called you the greatest fisherman in the world, man. He just put all the pressure on you.
I didn't hear that, but me and Rich have fished a lot together, and we fished a lot of new bodies of water together. And usually between the two of us, we could pick it apart. Between looking at topos, between just between trying what he's strong at, what I'm strong at, and usually between the two of us, we figure it out. And then we build off of it, and we fish good together. I mean, we compete. I don't like seeing him on the standings, because I know he's a guy that's right up there. But it's fun to fish with him. I learn a lot from him. And he probably picks up a couple things from me too, but we hit it off, and I like this team aspect of it, and I think it's really going to benefit us.
I promise you this, man. I don't make too many promises you can't keep, but at the end of the day, you're going to have so much fun with this format, man. I mean, I know you and Rich have a relationship and, buds and all that stuff, but you're going to find out that your whole team is going to be a brotherhood, and your whole team, like after the first game, win, lose, or draw. I mean, I promise you, like the feelings you're going to have on the ramp beforehand and when you get done, it's just going to be incredible. It's like basically if you ever played baseball as a kid or if you played football as a kid, it's kind of like that as jitters, man. You put on your uniform, you're going to war with your boys, and you're going to have a ton of fun doing it, man. Win, lose, or draw, it's going to be awesome.
Sure.
So,
It's going to be nice hoisting one of those KFL trophies this year. So,
Ralph, I do have a question, though. After you guys lose, your first game against us, are you going to go over to Rich and hug him and wipe his tears off his eyes?
We can figure out something. And you can repeat that if we win. So,
okay. I'm just wondering, man. I mean, as a friend, that's what I would do with Will. I mean,
Difference is, I don't think Will would cry though.
I get comfortable. I'll take care of Rich.
I'm looking, as I said, man. This is gonna be a lot of fun, man.
Sure.
A lot of fun. I'm gonna get Jake Strem on here with us, man. Jake, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on, man?
I mean, I'm looking forward to talking to you. He was flexing earlier. Show him the little
Hammer.
trophy you got, man. He was flexing on us like pre-show.
This was 2 years ago, like my first year kayak fishing. Beat 89 other guys. Only guy with a limit. Good old Nakamixon, PA.
There you go, man.
That was a good win. That was my first good
He's got an
tournament
Ike
win.
trophy, man. Let's go. Talk about where you're from, man. It looks like Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania. That's kind of like Amish country, isn't it?
Nah, not that bad. They call me and my buddy Kyle. He's on the team as well. He couldn't be here. He's a sophomore in college. He's actually the president of their team, which I created when I was at that school years ago. So we've been linked up and got him into tournament fishing. He's a young gun. He's a good angler. He's going to be one to watch out for. Dude's a stick. And, grew up in, like, Allentown, Poconos, Pennsylvania. Went to school, got into tournament fishing probably 6 years ago, did a lot of co-angling stuff. And then 2 years ago, I said, hey, I'm going to try this kayak deal, and started winning some local events, won the Ike Foundation. Last year, I fished 17 events. I fished the Elite Kayak Series last year. Finished like 7th in AOI, had a lot of good finishes. And I only was running the pedal drive, no motor, no live scope, but I got it this year. So I'm ready to swing it. I'm ready to bring the difference and see if that'll get me to those top wins. And I'm excited for this team format. I've always loved team style events, playing baseball growing up and stuff like that. But I'm ready. And, PA fishing sucks unless you fish the Susquehanna. I'm going to straight up say it. Everyone knows
Nick
it.
Gowdy will agree with you on that.
Ask the PA team. They had to pick a New York leg. I'm just saying.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. Like what I'm saying.
I know. But
I get it.
I don't blame them.
I get it.
Fishing sucks. So, I got Justin hit me up and another team hit me up this past winter. And I went with what I think would work for me best with the best team. And I have a lot of experience with Cayuga and Oneida, and especially upstate New York. So I'm excited to get up there. And Cayuga is my favorite fishery. So I'm ready to lay the smack down on them. And I'm guessing we're going to hit 200 inches week one.
That's going to be insane. 200 inches 200. Week one.
That means Greg's team's got 140.
Sounds about right. Right.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. If I get 140, my boys pick up to 60 inches, man, I'm good with it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, I mean, look, when Justin came up to you and asked you to be on this team, what was your reaction? First of all, like, was you like, what the hell is KFL? Or I mean, what was your whole reaction, and why did you commit to this team?
So I started to hear about it last year, fishing with the Elite Kayak Series guys and learn about, all those guys up in the Northeast, some hammers, competing against them. So I kind of heard about it, and I was I'd actually been reached out by another team prior to Justin, and they were talking about it and wanted me to join their team. And then Justin hit me up and said, hey, I got an offer for you too. And I said, well, I got a lot more experience in that state than the other state I had. It was another Northeast state, wasn't PA that reached out. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go with my gut, go with the lakes I know, good old Cayuga, and we're going to take it by swarm and start swarming the whole KFL.
I love it, man. I love it. So what's your expectation? Do you guys have your – and I'll put everybody on here real quick. Do you guys have your schedule of guys that are going to fish the events already, or are you going to kind of like do it based on who has the hot hand?
Yeah, we have a preliminary schedule. We have like 4 guys set up for each game as like a projected starter, but we're sending more than 4 to every match.
I gotcha. Oh, you're sending more than 4 every match.
Oh yeah, for practice, we're sending the house.
Yep.
You can thank our sponsors for that.
So we have a projected 4 for week one, but Friday afternoon comes and I'm in the starting lineup and I've been not on fish, and Stem is there and he's been on fish. I'm moving myself out of the starting lineup, and we've talked about it a lot in the group chat, and there's not been one person that's argued against it. Everybody's been super cool about it, and everybody understands. We're all going to be honest with ourselves, because everybody goes through slumps. Everybody goes through high points. If you're rich, you go through a lot of high points. But if we're just going to be honest with ourselves, man. How pre fishing went. Just because I fish at Cayuga doesn't mean I'm going to be good that week. So if one of my other guys is ready to start, he'll be ready to go in. And but yeah, any of the games you want to talk about, man, we can talk about projected.
Oh, we're going to go through the
Can I
schedule.
talk on something with that real quick? I want to touch on two things real quick. One,
Yes, sir.
I don't know if he's coming on. We got our buddy Colin, who's coming in as a backup. Knows he might not fish at all. Still going to show up to the ramps and free fish with us.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's what kind of team this is.
I
That's how
love it.
dedicated these guys are.
I love it. I love it. Hey, I'm gonna try to get Jose on. Jose, we have that echo still.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sorry. I'm gonna go upstairs and get my daughter's headphones. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah, try that, man.
I hope that
Because we got to ask.
Hey,
him
listen.
About those, we got to ask him about those swim baits in the background. But when he
I was
does
gonna
that,
say Jose's gonna be a big bait. Like Jose's are like, he's gonna be our big fish man. That's what we're relying on Jose for.
I can't wait to watch this dude fish.
He's gonna be bringing in that 20, 22, 23-inch lunker. We're gonna
He's got more
support
money
him
than
and
swim
get that
baits than I got in
limit.
my house and my
and
car.
Yeah, he's got more than Tackle Warehouse. What are you kidding?
Probably.
It's crazy.
He's
Hey,
bringing
guys,
the
real
other
quick,
thing,
just so you know, we've obviously we're presented by Three Bells. We have a sponsor, Enduro Power, Enduro Lithium Batteries, the ultimate power solution for outdoor enthusiasts. Our Pro Connect series offers advanced technology that ensures long-lasting performance and reliable power for all your adventures. Lightweight, durable. These batteries are designed to withstand the rigors of outdoors and keep you powered up no matter where your journey takes you. Whether you're camping, fishing, or exploring the great outdoors, our Pro Connect series will be there to fuel your adventure. Don't settle for anything less. Trust Enduro Lithium Batteries for all your power needs and experience the ultimate in power and convenience. Thank you, Enduro Power, for joining us this year in the KFL. So, guys, let's talk about. We're trying to get Jose back on, but let's talk about real quick. Like you talk about your sponsorships. We'll go over the schedule here in a minute, but I think something that's very important. These teams that are listening, that they're hearing, and one of the things that they're talking about is the commitments of your sponsors. And some teams have absolutely knocked it out. Out of the park. Your team is one of them, and I want to talk. Anybody can talk on this, but I want to talk about how you approach your sponsors. What kind of deals did you work out? And then, talk about, basically the ease. Honestly, it's been easy for you guys. I hate to say it, but you have a ton of sponsors. The ease that you're getting these sponsors. What are you doing?
Because of Justin. That's
Let's
why.
talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Justin made it so easy for us as far as layouts, emails. It's all preset, handmade, graphically designed. Easy for a sponsor to read it, check off which. I don't want to get too much detail. That's his job. Like he runs a team. I don't want to get too detailed on it. Let him release the info. That we were able to submit it to the companies that we're individually staffed with, sponsored with, and they're like, they believe in us, which then they believe in the team. But if it wasn't for them, him and Turner to lay this out and the foundation, this would have been 10 times harder. And that's the honest truth.
So I guess, obviously, again, a lot of the work's been done prior to getting on the water. We know what to do on the water. It's all the stuff that's done beforehand. It's going to make you successful in this league or not. Justin, let's talk about it, man. What did you do getting your team organized to help facilitate your sponsorships, man?
Yeah, man, it definitely wasn't a one-man show or just Jake and I working that one down. It started out with just the basic thing, man. We wanted to just create some documentation. I'm a big documentation guy. I've been in IT for 20 years now with the military and working for the military and the government. So I wanted to lay everything out pretty easy to read, simple format. Put our KFL logos out there and then tell people about the KFL, what it is, what our team is, and what we plan to do. So we put that together. I'm pretty organized. I'm pretty OCD about things. My guys will probably tell you that, but everything's in folders in certain spots. All the paperwork's in a certain place. Sometimes I beat them up on the paperwork a little bit, but we're just trying to make sure that we don't have to deal with this come March because once the sponsorship stuff's done, we're just ready to fish. So some of the hard stuff, though, has been, because I'm kind of new to this myself, to be honest with you. I've been tournament fishing for 5 or 6 years. I think this is my 6th year I'm going into it. Last year was my first year as a tournament director for a series. I run Slay Nation upstate New York up here in the same area that we fish. My first year into it, I made a lot of mistakes with sponsorships and things that I could have done better, and I've kind of taken some of that and used it towards the team. And one of the issues I had last year was that when I fished on the Empire, man, I went out of pocket, and I'm talking in the thousands because we had no sponsorship. So I told myself, I told my wife, I told my team, you know, we're going to do everything that we can to make sure that we fish with sponsors on board, that sponsors that we believe in, but sponsors that'll help us.
Believe in us.
Not just fish for free, because it's not always going to be fishing for free. There's always going to be money involved, but make it a little bit less stressful financially for everybody with the way things are right now. And we've done a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, it sounds like it, man. I mean, Rich, let me ask you a question. I mean, do you think there's like a roadblock with other, not only individuals, but teams? They're just fearing rejection or the word no, and then they get discouraged. They just stop. I mean, is that as an angler, is that?
This team had this. Actually, we've had this conversation as a team. The worst thing that any company or anybody can do is say no. What's the end of what's so bad about that? We reached out to companies that were probably so far-fetched, like Mega Bass. I talked to Mega Bass personally. They don't sponsor any club, anybody, only individual anglers. And I know that for a fact. They don't discount nothing. Did I reach out? Of course I did. What are they going to do? Say no? So
that's it.
You'd be shocked. And everyone's thinking, oh, Yamamoto, Mega Bass, Rapala. Personally, I'd rather the little guys, the fishing all lines, the smaller guys in this company, even outside of fishing.
Non-endemic sponsors.
That's the big thing.
Sure.
Yeah, one of our big approaches was not just keeping it in fishing. Every fishing company there is gets approached by how many people
Thousands
do sponsorships. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of our things, and we've harped on it in our group chat pretty good. Is non-endemic sponsors are huge for this, and we locked down some good ones. North Country Building's one of our sponsors. They're a contractor up here that does all kinds of home repairs, all the way to building houses, things like that, handyman stuff. And they jumped on board with a pretty big cash offer just to help us out. They're not interested as much as in the live stream stuff because they're not fishing related, but they're a local business, they're a small business, and they wanted to help us out.
That's
their
awesome.
owner, Tim Burson, real cool guy, and he's a local, and we're all local, so he wanted to help us. And reaching out to people like that, the non-endemic, has really helped us out.
It's huge.
But we've also
it's so untapped.
And it hasn't just been me sending it. All of our guys have really been working on the sponsors.
And I think, guys, and I'm all serious when I say this, I think that is the key. Is a lot of teams think that just the owner's going to go ahead and get these sponsors. It's everybody needs to jump on board. Everybody can take an email or a format of the email and do an email. Just click it and go. You know what I mean? And so, I think the successful teams have everybody on board, like Rich was saying, and Justin. Getting everybody to buy in on that is really going to make or break you. So, I mean, and again, there's still time, guys, to do that. I think it's important for teams to start really, getting together and coming up with a plan and have business meetings like once a week or once every 2 weeks or whatever, and basically hold each other accountable. Set a goal. And here's another thing too: don't try to hit home runs every single time, like a $2,500 or $5,000 sponsor. Get $100 sponsor, $200 sponsor, or $500 sponsor. Those add up quick. So, it's you guys are doing it so well, and I want to applaud you. I mean, honestly.
And I think the key is like we understand from the start is that you got to know the business aspect. You talk to any pro, you got Ike and Ellie, Kevin Van Dam. They have a name for themselves, but they tell you from the start that it's 80% business and 20% fishing, and we took that seriously from the start.
That is so true. It's preaching the gospel, man.
Get that money so that there's less stressful. If we know, okay, all we got to do is pay for gas to travel the whole event. So, well, you know what? I'm going to fish a lot better knowing that I don't have to put out $500 to travel to an event and fish or the whole season. Like Justin last year, put out thousands of dollars. That's stressful. So if we can work together, I mean, I've been in front of the camera making my own videos. Like, I'm used to it. I had my own personal sponsors, so I was more than happy to reach out and link them because they believe in me already, like Rich was saying. And, I'm used to being in front of the camera, so this is all pretty familiar to me. I'm not scared or nothing. I'm ready to get fishing, but I'm ready.
Well, here's the star of the night, I believe. It's going to be Jose. Jose, you're going to have to pronounce your last name, brother.
Vitanet.
Vitanet. Okay, very good. Now, listen, speaking of sponsorships, I want you to sponsor me and be my swim bait guy.
Look at the
I mean,
wall.
look at that wall. That's a wall. That's a hall of
Oh my
fame.
God.
It's insane.
The problem is nobody slings them around here, so I had to buy everything to try it. And the plan don't judge me, all right? But
Jose,
the plan was
seriously,
to
I'm jealous.
What's the value of that wall behind it?
Oh gosh.
Just the wall.
You want to see all of it?
Yes.
Oh my
God.
God. It's like a flea market in there. Look at that thing.
I told you guys want to attack a
Unbelievable.
warehouse.
So
That is
I'm one of those dudes that
unbelievable.
mama's addicted to. She caught her PB on a slammer, my highest, cost combo, one of my best swim baits. She got a 6-pound PB out of a pond. So from that point on, she's been all on board. But probably with the garage baits, I would say probably 8-9 grand easily.
My God. My God.
Because a lot of these you can't get.
All right, so let's say this. We're going to the Potomac River. You're coming down the Potomac River, okay? You want to catch this, let's say a 6-pounder, right?
Yep.
Take me one swim bait off that wall. Show me what you're throwing. You
Don't
only
answer.
get one swim bait. You're
I got
it
great
right
at
here.
swim bait.
7-inch.
Let me go grab it. It's on the table. Hold on.
All right, let's
Yeah, he
go.
knows.
Show him a Ned rig. Don't show him.
Show him the most expensive one.
Yeah,
Show him the most expensive.
let's see it. Let's see what you got,
Show
man.
him a banana.
I'll probably start with something like this. Mike Buka
Okay.
Bullshad.
Right on. You got guys on my team, man. We have this guy named Michael Hogan. I mean,
Yep, I know Mike very well.
Oh, well, it's like a small nip. Like this is a cult. Like what you see, like this swim bait thing is a cult, man.
It is.
Right? But Mike Hogan would absolutely like. I'm
Swim
sure
bait
you
nation.
special trip to your garage to see it, man.
Dude, this
So
Jose
Mike actually has some.
Jose,
Go
you got the coolest layout thing here with you throwing your swim bait like this. You got the coolest layout on the bottom. This design.
Oh, yeah.
That's him throwing a giant ass swim bait. If you could see the swim bait, it's over by his chin somewhere, and he's slinging this giant ass swim bait in this picture. It's the coolest picture.
His swim baits
Go
are the size of the fish that I catch.
Yeah.
All right,
Go ahead,
so
Bill. Sorry.
all right, Jose. So is your job this year as a team, being on this team, man? You're gonna honk these big old swim baits, right? It's the drawing power of the swim bait. Are you gonna call Rich Biggie over to actually catch the fish?
So that's what I was kind of happy about with these guys. These are all sticks. I'm like the new guy in the big school kind of thing. How I feel anyway. I had to get my daughter for tech support so I can get a damn earbud to talk to you guys. But I mean, I got a hero or zero mentality. Mike Hogan can tell you, man. I mean, I can't tell you. I'll spend all day throwing an 8-inch glide bait, thinking it's gonna happen. I pick up a jig for 10 casts, but don't get bit. I'm like, that thing sucks. I ain't picking it up again for the rest of the season.
You're typical. You're typical swim bait guy, man.
And then you know what, dude? And if I'm in smally waters, it's a little different approach. I'll throw the Ned rig, I'll throw other stuff. I'll sell out to catch a couple of fish. But knowing that I got hammers on my team, it's gonna free me up. It's gonna take the pressure off, and I'm gonna sling away. If I skunk, I mean, I guess no MVP for me, but I'm chasing I'm chasing the anchor for the team.
Yep.
I love this guy, man. I mean, you got, it's like your role, right?
Yeah.
I mean, your role. And it's what you need, man. Like, look, man, these one or two kickers, especially in the KFL, mean everything. If you got two big kickers on the board, man, it's hard for teams to come back.
It will literally change the game. Literally change the whole game.
It is. Exactly, man. I mean, I love it, man. I love this team, how it's set up. And everybody kind of just is enjoying it. And, man, they have different roles, man. I mean, Jacob, I mean, you guys put a hell of a team together, man. It's fun.
It's been we got a pretty good team. I know some of the guys are and it's crazy because we made sure we were dynamic on this part. We got a lot of guys that like to fish shallow, man. If the shallower the better for me. That's why I like Susky so much. 6 inches of water is cool with me to fish in. But then we got guys on this team that, like Rich said, man, they'd rather be in 35, 40 foot of water, which I would rather not. We got guys with life scope all over this team. Some of the guys have just gotten live scope. Some of the guys have just got approval to get live scope from the boss, meaning, their wives and fiancés. But now, and then a lot of the guys have got motors and upgraded that this year. A lot of our guys did not have motors. My dad's on the team. And
our backup guy just went and bought a PA with a motor in a month.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Colin just got himself from Morgan Marine. It's one of our sponsors, and he just picked up a new Hobie PA14 this weekend. I think at least 3 or 4 of our guys picked up a new port to add to their kayak. That's going to free up a lot of stuff.
I'll tell you straight up, I'm extremely impressed with these new ports, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're amazing. I just installed my dad's on his kayak with them. We've been working on that over the last week, getting ready. One of the simplest installs I've ever seen. Couldn't even believe it. And I'm an XI3 guy. That might be going away. But Jose and I will just bring up we're the snails coming up from behind with XI3s, but we're cool with it.
Hey, I've caught fish right off the ramps. Don't knock it till you try it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I like my spot.
You try
it. There's
nothing beats spotlight.
Hey, I did plenty fine last year with just pedals.
Yeah, that's
that's what's so great about kayak fishing, man. I mean, you literally can have a $15,000 or $20,000 yak, or you could have literally a sun dolphin and a spinning rod, and you have just as good a chance of winning. You really do.
Well, so the whole thing with Enduro, I saw, that obviously they sponsor it. I have an Enduro myself. I think it was Blake Power that got me hooked on him. Who awesome battery. Newport was at 4.8. It's insane. And the reason I like it, it opens up that start. When you used to sit there and look at maps and are half a mile out, let me I could start right on time. I can now upgrade to 2 miles out to start time. It opens the horizon, but at the same time, Ralph is learning. He got this motor 2-3 months ago. You don't want to fish too fast at certain spots because people have a tendency to do that also.
Well, I mean, that's what bass boats do all the time. I mean, they'll go around the entire damn lake and they miss these spots, and kayakers are coming right behind them, picking it apart, and they want to just crushing them. So that's one thing I think is probably going to wind up happening. I think as the motors become more and more involved, is you're going to start seeing a lot of basically these guys become. I hate to say it, worse fishermen because they become less patient because they have the ability to move. So, guys, let's go ahead and get through the schedule, man. Week 1, we already know what was happening with week 1 here, man.
140 to 210.
Who's showing up? Somebody's showing up from the KU guy. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, who's these Warhawks?
Yeah, we about that.
I mean, look, I'll give you our lineup, man. I ain't scared.
Yeah, we'll do the same if you want. Let's go through it.
Care. Listen, we ain't worried about it.
Let's get it on, boys.
There's no reason to hide it, right?
I'll give you this line. I gotta find it first, man.
See, you don't even know your lineup.
Gotta write it down real quick.
Rookie.
Listen, I'm not the manager. Listen, I got a league to run, man. I ain't got time to run a team and a league. Let's go.
You run a team as good as you fish.
I don't run the team.
That's my point.
Listen, it's what it is, man. I've got things to do, man. But I think it's myself, Olivier Geyer, let's see, I think Will Brewer and Jim Johnson's coming. And so I think that's what it is, but I'll have to look and see. I'll give you the actual breakdown. But you have to excuse me while my chat is just, they blow up my chat every single day. But anyway, I'll give it to you here in a second.
You want to hear ours?
Yeah, go ahead.
Everyone.
Right. We're definitely sending Biggie. Ralph is going to be with
a big
him.
Mistake.
Biggie and Ralph will be there. Jake Turner, who's not on tonight, and then my old man Al, he'll be there.
Nice.
We got a secret weapon in a certain spot on that lake that we're sending him. So
I got you.
Aren't you and them going?
Oh, I'll be there.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
I'll be there. Yeah, we're sending 6 or 7, but that's our projected start.
We're coming, boy. We're coming, Greg. We coming.
Hey. Okay, so look, I'll ask you this: is this time going to be like? Is the grass just coming up, or is it going to be grassy? I mean, because look, I think right now, I think the spawn's going to be early. No, hold on, I'm serious. I'm telling you this for a reason. I think the spawn is going to be early this year, all around the place. I mean, all around the country. I think we've had such a warm winter. I think we're going to see an earlier spawn.
I got to remember that lake is a glacier lake. That lake stays cold for a lot longer. I honestly think we'd have more inches if we measured the bellies of these bass we're about to catch week 1
Right.
than the length.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Because you're
hearing
gonna
too.
catch an 18-incher that's 5 pounds. I did it last year at the Civil War. These 18 inchers are 5 pounds.
Disgusting.
And it's insanity. All I know is
beautiful.
you're gonna catch a lot of fat ones. It's just finding those long ones.
Those
That's
long
gonna
ones.
be what you need.
Yeah. That's the same with the Potomac, man. It's going to be the same way. When KBF comes down, you're going to catch footballs. So I got the lineup. It's going to be Will Brewer, myself, Victor Hendricks, and Mike Hogan.
Okay. Oh, Mike's there. Okay.
Yep. And yeah,
hey, I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you a couple of things, man. It's not going to be that hard to find the fish. It's April 22nd on Cayuga Lake. It's just going to come down to who gets those kickers. It will be that. Anybody will on the chat will tell you that right now. That place is going to fish big. Last year on the exact date, April 22nd, it was within a day or two. I caught with my father. I caught 6 fish that were over 5 pounds. Caught a 7.5 pounder. My buddy caught a 7.5 pounder.
Didn't Turner put up 2 7s in a day?
2 7s in the same day for Turner, and then one of our anglers caught a 9 pounder during that tournament.
Wow.
And the fish are there's 22s, there's 21s, and there's pretty common at that time of year. You will see some people catch 20, 21, 22-inch fish.
Hey, Greg, do you check your underwear after that?
You're gonna have a blast, man.
I always wear black underwear for that reason, man. Hold on, I'm trying to get Pete on. I think his is echoing too. Pete, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, he's echoing as well.
Is it? I can leave. That's fine.
You don't have earbuds.
Nope.
Gosh. Well, here, I'll ask you this question, and you can talk about it. What does it mean to be on the steam? And what was your reaction when you actually be on it? Or just to be on it?
I was honored. I mean, I love the fish. I fish locally. I do very well. I just appreciate the invite. I mean, he's seen me fish. He knows what I can do. Even talking with Rich knows how good I fish. It's just an honor to be part of this group. This group of people is amazing, and you'll soon see.
So what happens when Rich after gets his butt kicked and he has a heart attack because he couldn't believe he lost? Will you be there to help revive him?
I'm not going to have to revive him. I mean, I had to cut out a minute ago trying to figure out how we can not win, and I couldn't come up with a reason, so I came back on to let you know. Just not going to happen.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, we have a bad feedback. I'll get back with Drake in a minute. All right, sorry guys, we have a little echo there, man, but that's funny. Great. The old technician. I think nod your head yes or no. You're X-ray tech, right? Okay, awesome, cool.
He's an awesome guy, man. Pete I've known for probably 3 years now.
I hear he's a local legend, man. I hear a lot of things about him.
That's PVD up here, man. That's the PVD of New York. That's PVD.
I love it.
Get used to hearing that one. He is a hammer, though, and him and I are two of the guys off pro staff from one of our favorite sponsors, Battlefish Charters up here in Saranac Lake, sponsored our team as well. And so we've known each other a couple of years, and Pete's been kicking my butt for a couple of years. So, if you can't beat him, man, make him join you.
Join him.
That's it. Exactly. That's it. All right, man. Week 2. You guys are at the Renegade.
I want this one.
Oh, yeah.
Rich can have this one, man. Go ahead, Rich.
Greg, I'm just going to dive into it.
Go ahead.
So I'm hearing rumors of the lakes they want to put us. Listen, it's no secret. My club is Southern New York. We fish Connecticut. It's our normal schedule. We fish Candlewood every day, every other day. We fish Lily, Zor. Oh, and Greg, for the record, if you want to go back and check the stats, when Connecticut went there, we had bags over 90s. On the same day that they did KFL, where they didn't even put up a limit. So let's touch on that real quick. I don't know what 2 lakes they're going to put. I'm assuming they have to put Candlewood since they were afraid to even use it last year against any team.
It's Candlewood in the Connecticut River.
So they're not going to put us on Candlewood. So I'm going to call it out. What happened to duking it out on the best fishery in the area with big fish? Are they that scared they're going to put us on the Connecticut River? Are they that Afraid of us?
Well, Frank and Jack are on, man. I mean, I guess
We're here. Put us on Candlewood. Claim it now in the chat. Let's go. Put us on the big water.
It's on the river. He wants to throw us on the river.
Throw us on the river.
Exactly. Yeah. That's my point. Put us on the big water. Why did you put us on a river that's going to put up 82 inches?
Yeah, but I mean, but what you're saying though, Rich, is you can't fish rivers.
I excel in rivers personally. That's the funny part. I do better in rivers than lakes. I actually don't do well at Candlewood. I'll put it on the chat. I'm not the one you got to worry about there. I don't do well.
Right.
But
this guy throwing swim baits will do well. This is who you have to worry about, man.
I get my ass kicked. I can't.
I ain't nobody.
You gotta get worried about, man. They saw this swim bait connection, and they're right now saying we are not putting this guy on Candlewood. No way.
Don't have to worry about me, man. I'm nobody.
This guy. It's about this guy.
That's spawn. Was it the first week of May? You're pretty much on the spawn. Smallmouth spawn. You're gonna be right around that area.
Yeah.
Listen, it don't matter where we go. They don't have a shot in hell. I'm throwing that out there now. But the fact that you won't put us on the best fishery in the area to duke it out shows me their mentality. I said it.
Okay. I mean,
hey, we're not hiding anybody from Cayuga. I'm just saying that. We won't hide on Cayuga.
I love it, man. Listen, this is division. This is Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers stuff. This is divisional, blood, bad blood, man.
Oh my God! Put us on Twin. Put us on Bantam. We can go a laundry list over there. The Connecticut River, really? You might not even see limits. Come on.
Wow. Oh, here's Jack Tibbins, man. It's not the water's fault you suck.
My stats said otherwise last year too on your team.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I mean, hey, look, I don't control it, man. You have to, duke it out with them, man.
We're just all friendly banter. That's all.
It's all good.
It's all
good. Hey, no worries, man. This is what we're here to do, man.
Yeah, we're just screwing with them. The Connecticut guys are actually a bunch of our buddies, so we have to screw with them. Yeah,
I would too.
Frankie's a close friend of mine.
Man, I get it. I mean, trust me. It's bad blood, but there's no bad blood, man.
They also kicked my ass twice last year, so I
they're good anglers.
That's all good.
Brian and I, they're good. They're all good anglers. Don't get me wrong. I respect.
They're a better team than really good. Yeah, they're way better.
I think they're the best team on paper, personally.
Don't kiss their ass now after calling them out.
No,
man,
I bring it 100 times.
That you eat the sauce that you bring, or you don't.
I'm still gonna go out there and whoop the butt. It don't matter where we go, but I still respect them.
I got you. I get you. All right, man. We're going to week 3. This is a big one, man. Listen, here's another one. The Rebels come to you guys. No love lost for these guys either. I mean, Rich, you make enemies everywhere you go, man. But this one right here, no love lost.
Calling out the tank at that event.
Yeah, Rick won't be there at that one, I don't think, right?
No, so we're going to Lake. Most of us are going to Lake George, the trail event, but so is Rhode Island. They're sending all their backup, so it don't matter.
Right.
And we're racing, or we're on Oneida that week, right, Justin?
Yeah, we'll be on Oneida Lake.
It's my time of year. Let's do it.
Yeah. And I heard Steve's a monster over there.
That's easy.
Hey, so
that's my lake.
I want to talk about this real quick because this is the big elephant in a lot of rooms here, man. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'll wait and I'll explain why. Why. All right, we're gonna go to week 4.
All right.
And here you guys come to us, and I will be honest
about this one.
I will be honest with you.
We're all coming down.
Yeah, but I think this is not going to be on the Potomac River.
We know.
Yeah, I think
we know where it's at.
On Highland?
We know where you're going.
No, well, I mean, no. This is going to be on one of the best fisheries you'll ever be a part of, man.
Yeah, that's what Will said. It was a great fishery.
It's called Hunting Run.
Hunting Run.
If you guys don't walk out of here with at least a 6 or 7 pounder, I'm going to be very surprised.
It's a shallow Highland reservoir, isn't it?
It's not that shallow. I mean, it's about 40, 50 feet deep in some places. But guys, I'm telling you straight up, if you know your stuff and you can fish it, it's a tank factory.
So what's the water temperature? What's the water clarity? Is there stumps? Is there grass? Is there? I'm just kidding.
Yes, and yes. I mean, like when you get there, it's going to feel like home. But
I'll be down there.
But they're F1 bass, guys. These are full F1 bass.
Really?
And dude, they get big.
Yeah, we're excited to fish that one.
And not only are they big, they're mean as a snake.
So you're saying if there's a cold front, we're going to zero.
There's no smallies. No.
Largies.
Largies. I'm telling you, like, Jose, if you don't come to this one, you're going to be very disappointed you didn't come.
All right, we'll drop a spiller here. Jose starting.
I was going to say, this, I know the Potomac River would be a lot of fun, but I promise you, like, when you get done with the first day or two of pre-practice, you're gonna know why that you were on this lake.
So is that set? Is that where you're putting us? We can't go backwards, right?
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be on this lake.
All right, good. I'm glad you did that instead of Potomac.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
The
if
only
you
one
go
we're doing
back.
Potomac on, honestly, is going to be Pennsylvania. The rest are going to be at Nanai and Hunting Run. So this is going to be a lot of fun for you
It'll be a
guys.
lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
I
excited to
can't
come
fish
down
that
there,
day,
too.
but I'll be. I can't fish that day, but I'll be pre-fishing it a couple
Yeah,
times for sure.
Yeah, you'll like it, man. And as I said, June's going to be just right after spawn. It's gonna be fun. All right, week 5. You guys are home against the Bronzebacks, and this is what I want to talk to you guys about because this one has a little controversy behind it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna ask your all's opinion on this because this big elephant in the room. This is the date that Hobie comes to Cayuga, and I've had now 5 teams back out because they absolutely do not want to fish with Hobie, and which is completely different from what we heard in the very beginning of the season. Now that Hobie made all these changes, you're one of the teams that doesn't want to fish this event with Hobie, and I want you guys to tell us why. I want everybody to listen to this because you're one of them, and you guys are putting Pennsylvania on a different lake.
Yeah,
than
you
what
guys
the
want
Hobie
me?
is.
I mean, I can start. It's for me, and this is all group decision, man. I might be a team manager, but none of our decisions are made by me. Everything that we decide is talked about in our group chat. This is something we talked about several times in the chat. Went back and forth on it. But when it comes down to it, Hobie BOS will be there on Cayuga Lake, and ideally we would all like to go fish that. I think we have 1 or 2 guys that will fish it, but when it came down to it, we fished the Susquehanna last year during the Hobie BOS, my team, and as much fun as we had during pre-fishing, and it was insane. I mean, pre-fishing, we were catching like 85 to 90 inch limits on smallmouth and 6 inches of water in some spots. It was some of the most fun fishing I've ever had in my life. And then my focus, though, even though we were in a Hobie event, was still the KFL. We were in a must-win situation really against the Bronzebacks that day. And it ended up costing us the season because we didn't make the playoffs over this, but one of the reasons anyway. But when we got to the ramp for the KFL match the next day, and it was also the Hobie, we had 37 people at our launch, 37 kayakers at one launch on a river that's that big. It was chaos. It was just every 2 minutes you look up, there's 5 more dudes coming down the ramp, and they're all walking because it's a Susquehanna. They're walking through your spots, and like it just caused a lot of problems for us. We didn't really enjoy that as much as we could have if it was 4-on-4 just on those waters like it should have been. So when it came down to it, for us, it was a strategic move. We didn't want to be on Cayuga with 200 other people, plus the pleasure boaters and everything that'll be going on at that time of the year. Bass season just opens right before this up in New York fully. So a lot of people will be on that water with boats. So we decided against it. We decided we want to go to an IDA that day, and I'll let some of the other guys talk about why we come up with it too. But I know it's not a popular decision, and I know probably not popular with the PA team because they want to be at Cayuga, but strategically this doesn't make any sense for us to do that. And for our team, and I think that's something that I'm most proud about my team is that these guys are putting the KFL first, and that's just the way that we feel about it. Everybody's got their personal priorities and goals that they want to meet in their tournaments, and I do my own with Slay Nation and Elite Kayak Fishing. I'm gonna and do a couple of those this year and try my hand with that. But I'm putting KFL first. I decided that last year. I did it last year, and not everybody else on my team did last year. I'll just put that out there. So all of my guys are KFL first, and we decided it means more to us to go win that matchup and get away from the crowd than to fish on Cayuga with Hobie.
Well, it's well said because, look, I would support you guys either way, honestly. But, like, you are one of 5 teams. It's like this is not a one-off, right? Now, I'll say this. Some of the teams did reschedule And they've moved their schedules around, and they were able to do that. But again, that's between you and Pennsylvania. But again, you guys are not the only team it started with this one, but you guys are not the only team that this happened to. And so, I just thought it was very interesting now because of the rule changes and everything else going on, man. That this was an unpopular thing to do, was mix our format with Hobie, and it's just people are like, nah, man. I mean, they didn't feel the experience was going to be there, especially with the no communication rule and everything else going on.
That's how I felt about it. When the reason I'm doing the KFL, it has nothing to do with being on live streams. It has nothing to do with any of that kind of stuff. It's like the team part of it.
Yeah.
So if I can't do the team part of it, if I can't communicate with my guys, if I can't cheer my guys on and root for them, it just takes away that aspect for me. So I think a lot of our guys feel that way, that we want to be able to communicate. I would love to be able to tell STEM, like, hey, man, if you're struggling over there, come over to my spot. And for us to not be able to do that, and then just, to show up at the ramp and to be, people say whatever they want. Yeah, it's just something you got to deal with in a Hobie event. But it is not fun going to a boat ramp with a kayak and seeing 30 other dudes there. It's not fun. There's nothing fun about that.
I don't care what format you're in. You're exactly right.
That happened at Champlain. Imagine the size of Champlain and 40 of us are at one ramp.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's just.
And I agree with Justin. Like, I put KFL first. Like, that's what we're here for. If you want to go fish Hobie and you're trying to fish for AOI, go for it. But you got to realize, if you're a team, you're in this together. And if you can't cover with the rest of your team to fish the KFL, well, then you're not in KFL 100%. And that's why we signed up, because we want to fish KFL, we want to get to the championship, and we want to take home that first place prize. And that's why we're doing it. And why would you want 200 guys on body of water?
It's better
content for the same fish.
It's better content too. You're able to get better content. You're less distracted. You can focus on what you're doing. It's just better to be focused on one thing. The KFL. That's the way it's supposed to be.
This goes back to us versus Connecticut. You want content? Put us on Candlewood.
We're gonna give them shit all the way there. We're actually,
yeah.
All of our guys will be.
There's gonna be an online war with that, man. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Listen, we're going to week 6. You guys have the Renegades. Speaking of the Renegades, there they are. They're week 6, man. They don't put you on Candlewood. You guys lose the Connecticut River. You're pissed off. You guys bring him to a glorious lake like Cayuga. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, but we're doing it. We're putting him back on Cayuga.
Yeah, I hear you.
We could put him on Oneida. We haven't really decided, but we're pretty set on.
We fight for giants. We don't try to win without getting limits.
Yeah. Well, and I'll be honest with you, Greg, and this is not really bullshit, but I want you guys to catch fish. When you come fish, I want you to catch fish. I just want you to catch small ones.
Yeah, I'll leave all the 14s for them. That's fine.
Yeah.
Dude, at the end of the day, if we get out fishing, you guys caught giants, I'd have the utmost respect for you. Yeah. Seriously. I want to see them. I just want to touch them. I want to hold them. Somebody caught an 8-pounder? I don't think I've ever seen an 8-pounder or 9-pounder in person. I just want to see it.
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you, man. We lost 4 in a row. Basically, almost didn't make the playoffs because of that. But we got to fish like St. Clair. Like, we lost 191 to 182. Were we upset a little bit that we lost? Not as bad as not catching like what happened at Canisius Lake. We were pissed at Canisius Lake.
Yeah, there's
right?
a big difference between losing like that at Canisius with what was it, like 4 fish to 2 or 3 fish to 2?
It was something like a 4 to 2 or something like that. It was like, I mean, it was a garbage lake.
Yeah.
If it makes you guys feel any better, I beat both teams by myself.
You did. That's why we
I don't know if that helps at all, but I'm just saying.
Jose, have a good night, sir.
But at the end of the day, we're all a bunch of fish heads. We want to catch fish. That's why we're here. We want to catch big fish. So
I'd rather lose like we did in week 8. We lost in week 8 by what was it, like 176 to like 1? I don't know what it was. We lost to Connecticut week 8 to not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
We all caught our limit. We had a good bag. We almost averaged like 17 and a half, 18-inch limit on Tupper Lake in September. That's a pretty good limit. But just they were on bigger fish. We weren't pissed we lost that match. We were pissed we lost, but like you can't get mad when you lose to a team just because they catch bigger fish. So that's the way I want to lose.
If you get outfished with bigger fish, but both
Yeah.
teams catch limits, man, hey, you shake your hand and
Yes.
say, hey, man, well done, like you said. But like, it's all about the experience for me, man. And me and Blake argue about this all the time. Like, this is one thing we had to change for the KFL this year. We're not here to play defense. We want teams who are traveling, spending money to do so. You know, some of them are going to come in and fish lakes for the first time in their life. And a lot has been said. I'm sour on the Finger Lakes now because my only experience right now is Canisius Lake. And like when you say the Finger Lakes are really good, I know about Cayuga, but it's still in the Finger Lake system. If I come over there and there's algae all over the damn place, I'm out. Like, I mean, seriously.
Canisius is a bad spot to put you guys in. We had our NYKBF event at the same time, and dude, I just shook my head because that lake sucks. I hate it in our personal trail.
Yeah,
but it's a go-to lake, you know, at certain times of the year, you know, in the fall, that place is lights out. But dude, when you guys were on the water, it was a miserable day. Canisius is one of those lakes that I wouldn't, like Honeyoo is another one. I wouldn't tell my best friend to go there. They just, you know, there's not that lake. But Cayuga, you can have some lifetime memories made in one day of free fishing there.
I agree. And that's what I'm talking about. We want the overall experience to be great. Not only just catching fish, but obviously the hospitality and the camaraderie afterwards, and you know the surrounding environments and everything like that, man. We want the full experience because again, a lot of these guys are taking time and vacation time to come fish these events, man. And you know, they're not getting a dime to do it, you know, in most cases, man. And the experience pays off. And when guys and teams put, you know, like I can go down in the southwestern region, and you can put them on areas and lakes that you know damn well that it's not going to catch any bass, especially during that time. Man, that's not fun, you know. And that's it just gets people out on the KFL, out on the experience because we're playing defense. It's not what we're about, man. That's, you know, no good.
No, like you said, it goes back to all that. Duke it out on the best fishery you got. Don't put people on a lake. There's a specific pattern that you or two people know. Oh, okay, you got a bunch of limits of 14s, 15s. That's not exciting.
No, I get it, man. I get it. But as I said, we have learned our lesson, and hopefully other teams have too. But that's why we're really forcing people to kind of really do good, man. So, all right, guys, week 7, man. There's your beautiful face there, Rich. Man, you are.
I'm
man.
coming for this one.
Oh man, it's the Maulers. Let's go talk about it at the Maulers. What you got?
I wish we knew who was playing, where we were playing at. I don't know if they've released that yet.
I'll call a duck this. If it quacks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it's a duck. I'll call it out right now. Ken Wood, you won't put us back on the Charles or the Nashua again. I dare you. I dare you. I called
He's in
it
the
out.
chat. I saw it. He's in the chat.
Oh, he's in the chat.
He's in the chat.
Go ahead. Get your redemption at Nashua. I'll meet you there.
I think it's snippet to it, dude.
So Rich is obviously starting that week, if you haven't figured that out.
For the record, I was surrounded. Actually, no, it was a cool place, and I did pass Ken, and they lost somewhere else. We passed each other in the water. They were good guys at all. We were all in the same area. It's actually quite funny. I think his entire team. It was on the stream. I said, "All right, who's in the red kayak? Who's in that blue kayak? Who's in the? Hold on, who's in the green kayak?" We were all fishing in the same area. It's the only thing I didn't like about that place, but it was fun. It was a cool place. It's different.
Yeah.
What you guys think of their run last year, man?
Man, that was.
Oh, they're sticks.
Just when you think they're dead in the water, man, they just go on that run. It was you won't see that run happen again.
No, I agree.
Not see those
Brundle alone, Condit alone. Ken Wood's very consistent. He wins a lot. Levy. Yeah. I mean, listen, Joe DeDeo, they're good anglers. I'm not going to deny it. They are good. They're beatable, 100%. We've seen it. I'm not saying they're not. Yeah. But they deserve the respect of being top anglers.
Joe should 100%. Be in starting lineups in any team, and I don't know how they figure it out, but that's a tough. I can see why they only got 8 guys. That'd be tough to figure out who to start.
John Ferreira. I mean, how many times
did
he come to the bat and help save that team? I mean, these guys, they're just ridiculous. So, like you said, I don't think you'll ever see that run again.
No, I don't think we'll see it again, and it's obviously one of the games that we have circled just because we respect it. We respect the guys on the team, but we respect what they've done in the league the first 2 years as well.
Sure.
You just haven't seen that and to see.
But even outside the league, I mean, you got trail champions, you got national champions outside the league.
Yeah, they're just a great team, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Connet and DB should be back fully this year. If they're back on board a little bit more this year, they'll be even more difficult to beat. So Yeah, that's
Well,
definitely one we
they don't
got
have to travel as much this year too. This team. So, I mean, I think our travel schedule is pretty fair.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You
Is.
know,
Can I just say I'm glad we're not playing New Hampshire at Winnie again? I'm happy about that.
I'd like that. I'd like that one, to be honest.
Well, week 8, guys.
Yeah.
Week 8, you guys are at Bronzebacks, and I mean, I don't know if this is going to be at Cayuga or if this is going to be on the Susky. I have no clue, but I mean,
wherever
We're good either way.
here's the deal. I mean, like I
Don't
said,
matter.
this could be a playoff, implication game. I mean, who knows? This could be for all the marbles here, man. I think they would make a major mistake if they put you on Cayuga.
Are they going to still have a team then?
Oh,
Just asking.
Not in front of the kids. Not in front of the kids.
wow!
Yeah, they're gonna have to bring some backup for that one, man.
Listen, I talked a lot of smack, but that was powerful.
That was
That's
that
pretty
was tough. That was
He
tough.
just
Well,
X-rayed him, if you know what I'm saying.
oh my goodness!
It doesn't matter. Put us on either one. Put us on our home lake, or put us on Susky. It's fine either one.
Greg, you got to realize, 4 of us, we're only an hour and a half from the Susky. We're not far.
Kyle's 45 minutes, so
And then
it ain't
myself,
nothing to
Ralph,
practice.
Rob, Colin,
Yeah,
we're only an
I'm an
hour and a half
hour.
from the Susky.
yeah.
We
same
fish
I'm
here.
4
all
hours,
the
man. I
time.
make that trip in a day. I love that place.
Oh, we're sending Jose to the Susky too.
I think we're all
Big
going.
swim baits.
Right
Big
now
swim
we
baits
have-
on the river.
Dude, I took second at the native tournament on a bull shed.
Yeah.
Damn
Hey,
right.
and I'll be honest with you, Greg. This is one of these games. We're sending the whole house. The entire team's going.
Hey, Nick has a question for you, Justin.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because there's 200 anglers.
Yeah,
on it.
put us with 200 dudes. Yeah, you outfished me that time. I mean, you got to
For
use
the
my
record,
lake.
I wasn't there, buddy. I'll be
gotta
there
use-
next time.
You got to use my lake for a home lake for a reason, and you got to come to my lake.
These guys are freaking smoke. I love it, man. I love
Shots
it.
fired.
If it's that good,
I told you guys. Listen, I
it'll be your
told you
only home
guys
lake.
this was going to be a good interview. I told you this was going to be a great interview, man. This is the way interviews are supposed to be going. I cannot stand like you watch Bassmaster and all these guys are up there like, well, I just like to thank my sponsors and blah 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 blah, and they're so dry up on stage. Look, I want your personalities to come out, man. This is the way it's supposed to be, right? Do these interviews, bring the fire, bring the smoke, and have
We
fun.
are running from you on Cayuga. We're running from 200 other dudes at the same launch. So send your best dudes to Oneida. We'll smash them, and we'll smash you on Susky when we get there in week 8, Audie. So bring it on. We ain't scared of you because you want to lead kayak fishing.
Well, I mean, that's all good.
We ain't
And,
scared
that's
of you
all
'cause
good
you
and
wanted
well.
to
But
fish.
you can talk. I mean, but you guys are going to be fishing for second. So you guys go ahead and fish your, all your smack here. But at the end of the day, when
The Mauler's not going to be that good.
when all you guys are looking at the Warhawks on top of the standings, you'll be like, oh man, I wish I didn't talk so much smack to Pennsylvania.
So you ready for this one?
We all need to team together and try to beat those Warhawks.
We're at minimum, at lowest, we're going 6-2, if not undefeated. You gave us the easiest schedule you could have gave us, buddy.
Todd Patrick just brought some heat. He said a team talking smack will go 4-4.
That's why Todd's not fishing. I could do this, but he ain't fishing against us. There's a reason, boys.
He didn't do so well in his analyst picks last year, and called out Nick Outy in his trash can alert and wound up getting MVP or something.
I didn't fish well myself last year. I'll be the first one to.
Wait. Let's rewind then. He said so. He didn't say something. He said some interesting stuff about me last year, and then the run came, and I could have sworn it was him that came out of left field while at Maine. I think they put up 172, and now all of a sudden the MVP talk comes in. But where was all that beforehand? So if you're going to do predictions, I'm going to go with the opposite.
Rich, he calls balls and strikes, man. I mean, if you're 0 for 30 and then you get on a 15 hit streak, you did pretty well.
But I didn't fish the first 3.
I know.
I was talking about him.
Oh, I was about to say, because if a ball comes over my head and you call it a strike, we can't go by that.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, but we're messing with PA, but man, Audie was actually wicked cool last year for the PA matchup we had on the Susky.
He's a stick too.
Audie kind of screwed me on that because now Susky's in my top 3 favorite places to fish. So he kind of put me there because I wouldn't have gone to the Hobie event if it wasn't for that. So I actually had a blast fishing there. The PA team, Ryan Medowich, wicked cool dude. Loved being on the live stream with that guy.
Yeah.
So we're excited to fish these guys. We don't mean the shit talk. We just Man,
Oh,
we're gonna have some fun with this.
listen, don't crawfish on these
Hey,
guys.
Oh no, we're gonna bring it.
No.
I'm
We
just
know you
saying.
mean business. We know you
but it's
meant
not
everything that you
personal.
said. No,
Just
I-
don't want
No,
anybody
we're
to
gonna
think
whoop,
listen, don't come
We're
out
gonna
here and
whoop some
crawfish
ass.
this duck. Let's
We got a lot
go.
of respect for the anglers in this league. You got to
I
realize.
get it.
No,
I
just
get
don't want
it,
any
man.
personal no hard feelings. You know, that's not
some people from different states where the blue versus red's a little different. Okay,
right.
come on.
I get it, man. I get. Trust me, I get it from Texas. I get it from Maine. I get it from Mass. I get it from Florida, and I get it. Trust me, I understand. But this is the way things are done. I love
Hey,
it.
I want to go against Maine again. Can we go back to Tacoma Lakes? That was a beautiful place.
Pete's not even worried about any team because he's just taking
Playoffs,
calls
man.
and doing his job. He's not even worried about any team. He's just doing his business.
Greg, you see how we all mesh together? We
do.
all think alike. We all talk alike.
I do, man. I love this team, man. This is
The
quickly
dynamic.
becoming one of my favorite teams, man. This is gonna be a fun year. And guys, I look forward to what you guys are gonna bring out, man. Like I said, we've gone into our short type of content, like these little snippets and talks, and cut this up and put this on YouTube Shorts or Reels or whatever, man. It's gonna be fun. You know what I mean? And I hope that you guys really enjoy this. And those of you who are new to the league, hey, man, I mean this sincerely. Welcome to KFL. I hope this is gonna be the funnest fishing that you guys have ever had. And once you catch this bug, man, it's just one of those things. It's just like, again, it's not just the fishing itself, it's just the camaraderie and getting together as a team and just enjoying it, man. So I'm looking forward to seriously, honest to God, I'm looking forward to getting up to Cayuga. I have literally been like studying this lake for like a couple of weeks now. I've gotten all the baits I need right now, and I'm just really, really looking forward to getting up
Ned
there.
rigs will be number one.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It really is.
Senko, that's all you need.
Senko and Ned rigs.
Yeah, just like the ones I got back there.
Guys, you don't know. I'm a grass
All those
fisherman.
Senkos.
If there's grass, you guys are in trouble.
Maybe
Greg,
there's not.
I will
grass
take
for you,
you
buddy.
one-on-one
Listen, you guys
for
can go
500
fish your little
cash
pansy
in the
docks.
grass any day.
You guys can go and skip your little pansy docks all day long. Like
I don't
Jose,
fish docks.
Bring some.
like you guys did at Canisius. I
I don't
promise
fish
you,
docks.
you put me on a grass flat, you guys are freaking done.
There's gonna
Greg,
be
You gotta
I'll
bring
tell
some grass with you.
Greg, I'll tell you what. I got 500 cash on a grass lake one-on-one. Let's go.
Okay, let's
Hey,
go.
Where are we
Hey,
going?
I
Justin,
told you, I'll be at
last
Cayuga.
year?
I'll be at
Remember
Cayuga
last
if
year?
the grass is up, man. Like I don't need it to be halfway up. Just let it grow a foot, and I'll
That
kick
sounds like
your
a personal problem, dude.
ass. Kick
Rich,
your
you're
ass.
gonna look over and they're all gonna be snagged on the carp, getting dragged
Greg,
around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I saw one comment. I got to comment on this. I saw one comment. Ralph, somebody said you got to talk more smack. You're just sitting there, kind of sitting back. Corwin says you got to talk a little bit more, buddy.
I know, but Rich, since you've known me, where do I let my talking, come out?
He does.
That's where it's going to come out. All I'm going to say is there's going to be some new names that are going to recognize here this year. You got your big ones out there right now, but let's be honest. Those names all started from somewhere,
They did.
and there's going to be some names you guys are going to recognize this year. There's my smack, Rich.
Spicy. I love it.
Well, boys, listen, we're over an hour, man. It was a lot of fun. Looking forward to these guys, man, having some good stuff. Follow them. Where can they find your content, man? Where can they find you?
Find us on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok now. Greg, you got us on the TikTok.
You got to do it, man.
Hey, we're doing it, so we're starting that move. But find us there, Syracuse Swarm. Big shout out to our sponsors. If we want to thank our sponsors, Z-Pro Lithium, Docks Tackle, Morgan Marine, Ameriprise Financial, Battlefish Charter, and North Country Building LLC. Just some of our sponsors, working on a few more, but just really appreciate all of our sponsors that we've worked with so far. They're helping us with everything from jerseys, taking care of the jerseys for us, all the way to cash for lodging and all of our trips. So making our this whole year a lot less stressful for us, and just allowing us to have some fun and be a good team and go put up the fight. And we're pretty excited about it.
Well, boys, I think you guys grew some fans this interview, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of them. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, we can't.
Let's
We
boys.
can't wait to. We can't wait to fish against you, man. We're gonna have a good time, both teams, and it's gonna be. I'm gonna be doing the camera work from that one, unless I have to start. But I can't wait to show everybody in the KFL.
Who's paying the beer tab?
Well, it depends who loses, man.
That's it. Exactly.
Well, send Greg and they'll lose, so we'll be fine.
Oh, I can't wait to drink your tears.
Come on, man.
Oh,
We're
my
from New
God.
York. We got big mouths. You know that.
It's so great. All right, boys. We'll see you. We'll see you in New York, man.
All right.
Thanks, Greg. KFL.
Adios.
Go,
See you
boys.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy.
Guys.